this particular video is from Matt Walsh. I remember the last video I did from Matt Walsh. You know, it was talking about people have a certain ideology. People are going against showers, or what people are saying things about taking your showers. Like, some of these videos are really like, they're so funny, right? What do people have against having a shower? Like, is it not supposed to be hygienic? Like, you're taking your shower not because you have to, but because you have to have a clean body. Anyway, today's video is also from Matt Walsh. It's titled, "And This Woman Wonders Why She Can't Get a Job." You guys already can see from the thumbnail that this woman is tattooed and has a lot of piercings on her body. Anyway, I'm so interested in this video because I don't know how somebody who looks like that, who looks so scary like that, would be thinking of getting a job. I'm not sure, but we are going to watch this video. But before we dive into the video, let's get some introductions done. My name is Ogechi, and this is Ogechi Reaction. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time here, hello, thank you for stopping. Do well to click on the red subscribe button, like this video, kindly share, drop your comment what you think about this video. So you watch through to the end. It's just a very short video, okay? So watch to the end and drop a nice comment on what you think about this video, and do not forget to turn on your post notification bell. You guys, I am on 1,000. I'm super excited about the numbers. It is growing by the day. Thank you so much for keeping me here and for getting me up the ladder. I really appreciate it. Let's get straight into this video. Ready?
For our daily cancellation today, we turn to a woman named Ash Putnam. She has gone viral with a video complaining about the trials and tribulations she's faced while trying to find a job. And most recently, she says she was turned down by TJ Maxx, which certainly, has to be a tough pill to swallow. Based on my limited experience with TJ Maxx, it would seem that they hire pretty much anybody with a pulse. Now, granted, that means that TJ Maxx employees are held to a higher standard than we hold, let's say, the President of the United States. But still, it should be a relatively easy hill for any prospective applicant to climb. But sadly, Ash Putnam found that her TJ Maxx dreams were crushed due to one factor that becomes very obvious the second you look at her. Watch.
So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is really starting to annoy me. So I applied for a job at TJ Maxx a few weeks ago, and they denied my application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired? And she was like, oh, like, you just don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had more experience than you. And, I asked her if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos. She said that wasn't the reason. I don't feel like that's true, but whatever, I'll leave it at that. So I'm just wondering how teenagers and young adults who haven't had a job before, how are they supposed to get employed? And I hate that my tattoos are such a defining factor for me getting a job or not. Just because I have tattoos doesn't mean I'm not going to be a good worker. I do not understand that at all. Because quite literally, some of the most smart, intelligent people I've ever met are people with tattoos and piercings.
Well then, ma'am, I think you need to meet more people, though.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not sure what TJ Maxx, what they do in that company. I'm not sure what it is, but I think that you can't get a job looking like this. You have to be properly covered up. I don't know, but it just doesn't look responsible. I don't know, just doesn't look responsible. I mean, I don't have anything against tattoos, of course, but I mean, when it gets too much, and you look scary, especially, I'm not sure if TJ Maxx has to do with children, except if you want to be working in a club, in a bar, as a stripper, those kind of jobs, probably you could get a job. But working where you have to deal with normal people, I don't think you can get a job looking this way. I don't have anything against tattoos, but I mean, you have to be moderate in whatever you're doing. Either you wear a properly covered up cloth, your dress has to be properly covered up to cover some parts of the tattoos, or you go look for a job in a strip club. I don't know, but I mean, let's just hear what Matt Walsh has to say, because this is what I think.
people, though I understand it may be difficult to meet people when you have not just one, but two giant images of demons emblazoned permanently on your body for everyone to see, which means presumably that she got the first giant demon and then walked around with it for a bit and then said to herself, you know what would really improve my life? A second demon. Those along with the face tattoos and face piercings and nose ring and everything else, she looks very much like a pincushion that a disturbed child has scribbled all over. So let me offer just two very brief thoughts about this. First of all, it's become increasingly clear that thanks largely to the younger generations, the internet has become a place primarily for people to whine about their lives. Well, it's primarily a place for porn, as it's turned out, but second is the whining, which is a kind of misery porn. And it's true that there has always been whining on the internet, just as there's always been porn, unfortunately. But if you go not very far back in time, even just 5 years ago or so, you'll find that it used to be much more common for people to err on the opposite extreme. Like one of the major criticisms of social media was that people used it to project an unrealistically positive, sort of put together, confident version of themselves. They made their lives seem much better than their lives actually were in real life. And of course, you still hear this criticism sometimes of social media, but it's not as common as it used to be. And that's because increasingly, social media has become a tool for amplifying your complaints and your grievances and your general objections to the realities of life. People are trying to, present themselves as put upon and weak and their lives as pitiable and full of suffering. Well, I think we were better off before. It is healthier to project an unrealistically happy image of your life than an overly dour and negative one. It's healthier for the person posting the content and for everyone else consuming it. At least that's aspirational. At least like if everyone is putting stuff out that makes their life seems great, it could have an aspirational effect at least. The instinct to complain to the world about your life is far more toxic than the desire to make the world envious of your life. Neither option is particularly healthy, but the former is significantly worse, I would say. And now the internet is full of videos like this where a woman, for some reason, has decided to inform millions of people that she can't get a job at TJ Maxx. That's an embarrassing piece of information that we don't need to know and shouldn't know and wouldn't know if you didn't decide to shout it into the digital bullhorn. Second, about the tattoos. I would like to think that I don't need to explain why it's a very bad idea to get tattoos on your face and neck, but that self-destructive practice is becoming more and more common, so apparently I do need to explain it. So I'll just say this, if you're considering going down this road, you should know something. When the rest of us see somebody with tattoos anywhere above the collarbone, we automatically assume that the person who with those tattoos in those places has three things to go along with all the ink. 1, daddy issues, 2, a meth habit, and 3, at least one STD. In fact, not only do we assume that, but those are the only things we see.
Is this actually true? Daddy issues, health issues, or STDs? Well, I don't know. I know some people have some very big tattoos, probably to cover up some scars or some, I don't know, but I just feel like when you have big obvious tattoos all over your body, even beyond maybe fashion or stylish or something, it just looks kind of irresponsible. Imagine the doctor coming out to treat you has loads of tattoos. I mean, nobody in the medical practice or profession will have a doctor like that. No hospital will employ a doctor like that. But just imagine you have a doctor coming out of his office wanting to treat you with big tattoos on his face, on his neck, on his hands. I mean, you obviously won't want that kind of doctor to treat you because, it just looks kind of irresponsible. I don't know. You don't, like, that kind of person or figure, or, I don't know, it's supposed to be like in serious places like the bar, the club, strip club, that kind of stuff. That's where you can find people like that, because in serious places, like in a normal setting, it just doesn't look normal, if you ask me. Yeah. See,
when we look at you, the tattoo becomes a barrier between you and the rest of society. Yeah. We can't engage with you or have a conversation without seeing the tattoos. The tattoos scream at us, and we feel burdened by trying to pretend we don't notice them.
Yeah.
If you have face tattoos and you're talking to somebody without face tattoos, the only thing that person without the face tattoos wants to do is say to you, okay, hang on a second. Why do you have that all over your face?
Yeah.
And usually the other person will not say that because they want to be polite, but it takes great effort to prevent themselves from blurting it out.
Yeah.
And even when they're looking at you, like they don't even know, like usually you want to look at someone, you want to make eye contact when you're talking to somebody, but you got all this stuff all over your face. So we're looking up at all the stuff. We're like, what is that? Why did you get that? Why did you get that on your forehead? What was it about that? What does she have on her forehead? It's like a sun or something? You really is that design so amazing that you want to have it on your forehead forever? You want it to be the first thing anyone sees when they look at you forever? Really? Is it that great of a design? I've never seen a design that was that amazing. But this is the thought process that we're having while we're talking to you. And it's quite exhausting. And that's why by having those scribbles all over your face and neck, you have made yourself unemployable in most industries.
Yeah.
You are even unemployable at TJ Maxx, where they expect you to at least keep your meth habit to yourself. And really, I'll say this. I'll go even further, and I'll say that tattoos in general are a dumb idea. And I say that elephant in the room as somebody with 2 tattoos myself. And unfortunately, my tattoos are on my arms and can easily be covered. I also don't need to cover them because there is no dress code for podcasters. And my tattoos are Christian symbols, not just random designs, so I don't find them embarrassing. I'm actually quite fortunate because way back when I got mine done, back in those bad old days, the big trend for white guys in their early 20s was the tribal armband. Advertising not so much that you smoke meth or grew up fatherless, but rather that you listen to Nickelback, which some would say is even more shameful. And I was smart enough to avoid falling into that trap, at least that much. But even so, here's what I'll say. If I never got any tattoos, I wouldn't go get them now. Like I wouldn't look at myself now and say, you know what, I need a tattoo. I need something permanent. I need some design permanently on my body forever. I wouldn't do that because nobody regrets not getting a tattoo. Like that is nobody's life regret. Lots of people regret getting them. The best you can hope for as you grow older, if you get tattoos, I'm just telling young people this now as someone old and grizzled at the age of 37, is that the best you can hope for is that you'll sort of be indifferent to your tattoos as you grow older. Perhaps not actively humiliated by them, but also not terribly excited about them. You're not going to wake up every day, look down at your tattoo, and then say, man, thank God I have this on my body. You might say that for like the first few weeks or even months, but think about how you'll feel a decade later or 20 years later. Like the charm wears off. And the point is that nobody's life has ever been improved by having an image permanently drawn on it. Yeah. Lots of people's lives have been hampered by it, on the other hand. And if that does happen, you only have yourself to blame, just as our friend Ash Putnam, sadly, can only blame herself for her predicament. And that is why she is today, I must say, canceled. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can...
Anyway, what do you guys think about having tattoos on your body? I personally, I'm not really excited about it. I don't have anything against tattoos, but I'm not really super excited about it. I don't think I'm one person that would want to have a tattoo. Even if I want to, it to be maybe somewhere private, like maybe my back or my arm here, somewhere that's not something so big and obvious and that kind of stuff. Yes, it's not something that, because if you want to get a serious job, you want to be taken serious in the society, you have to actually look the part. You can't come looking like a clown expecting people to take you seriously, especially when it comes to getting a job in somebody's company. I mean, you think about it, you have a cleaning company and you need to go clean people's houses, right, privately, and then you are trying to recruit some new cleaners in your company. It's a small startup company, and a guy or girl just walks in and says, okay, I want to get a job, and then he has loads of tattoos all over. First of all, you're like taken aback first. I'm not sure, except maybe the person proves beyond reasonable doubt that will make you actually employ the person. Or maybe the person is coming from someone you know, but someone just walking in, I'm sure you wouldn't want to take such a person because it just doesn't look okay. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look normal. Like I've said earlier, I don't have anything against people that use it, but I just, if you want to get a proper job like this lady, I mean, you have to look the parts. And even if you have it already, you have to probably cover up, or just look I don't know. Look the part or something. What do you guys think about tattoos? What do you guys think about this particular woman? Do you think TJ Maxx was wrong for not employing her, for not taking her in for the job? Do you guys think that's not a big deal? And the thing is with something with tattoos is that you outgrow it after some time. You know, at this point it is, oh, I want to get it, I want to get it. After like a decade, like 10 years, 15 years, those things will not interest you anymore, and it's already permanent. I know of people that, you know, they're in a relationship and they get so excited with the relationship and they go tattoo probably the face of their partner or the names of their partner, and when they break up, tattoos are like permanent. And when they break up, they try to find a way to cover it up, maybe use a bigger tattoo to cover it up, and these things, after some time, you're not really excited about it anymore. So what's the point? Anyway, let me know your thoughts about this particular conversation. I think it is very important, especially to younger generation. I mean, she mentioned something about how do younger people get jobs. So I think this is very important to the younger generation, so they know and they understand that there is a particular look when you want to get a responsible job. If you want to get a proper job, there is a look for it. You have to look the part. You can't have you can't have a nurse looking a certain way, having so many tattoos. You can't have, it looks somehow. Let's be honest with ourselves. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, your comments. Drop a comment, like this video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode. Do not forget to turn on your post notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.